Hello. Shit. Sorry, I've been in for a couple of days and my voice isn't great. And as always, I've gone live before doing anything. Right, so I shall play a song while I do this setup, as always. Post the link to join that. Right, I'll play a song while I do the setup. That. Welcome to it back. Hello, always. What's your man? Oh, this is fucking good.
Ending fitting for the start, you twisting till another part. Your light fingers through the dark, shatter the lamp with the darkness it casts. But you know you've got it the wrong way round. You shut me up and blamed it on the ground. Cornered the boy kicked out of the world kicked back and I don't know. If you wanna try, there's no worse you could do. Oh, I know you lie. I know you're lying, I'm still in love with you. Oh, you can take me anywhere, I'll take you anywhere. You can't take me anywhere, I can't take you anywhere. I'll take you anywhere you wanna go. Oh, you can't stand me, no, you can't stand me, no. You can't stand me, no, you can't stand me, no. You can't stand me, no, you can't stand me, no. You can't stand me, no, you can't stand me, no. Are we enough to keep it together? Or do we just keep on pretending and hope our luck is never ending? Oh, you tried to pull the wool, I wasn't feeling too clever. And you take all that blending until you need a mending on you. If you wanna try, there's no worse you could do. Oh, I know you lie, all you do is make me cry. And all those words, they ain't true. I can't take me anywhere, I can take you anywhere. Can't take me anywhere, I will take you anywhere. I'll take you
wanna go? Well done, Pixar. You have just saved YouTube from me singing. You have done a net benefit to the earth.
Mm-hmm. How
How's
are
it
you
going?
doing?
Yeah, okay. So just getting over a bug or something, that's one of my thoughts. So, but still smoking. Yeah. But the setup's done, which is a good thing. I had to switch accounts and got messages and a million and one things.
I heard something about messages. Sorry, zoned out for a sec.
No, Ivan. No, I was just saying I've got a lot of things to do, and you know what I mean, multitasking, it never goes well. So, yeah, but yeah, thanks for joining, and it's good to have you here. So, what's going on? What's happening?
Oh, just working. I've got some baking to do this weekend because Super Munchkin misses some of my baking. Her and her boyfriend have demanded I make certain things. Well, requested. So I'll be baking this weekend. I don't have to work Monday. I wasn't going to work Friday, but I traded, so I'm not going to work Monday. That's good. I don't know. I've just been busy. Just busy. Oh, I'll have to send you a picture of the bathroom because I'm about done with renovations in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We finished it. Yeah, it looked cool last time, but yeah, we finished it. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Just been busy, just minding my own business and moving along. How are
Yeah.
you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. Like I say, I've been ill for a couple of days, like all week. So I've not been to pre-ab this week, but I've told them, they said it's fine. But it's bank holiday on Monday, so no one will be there on Monday. Yeah.
Yeah, I won't go to work on Monday.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'll be back there on Tuesday. Still waiting to get into rehab and that. But yeah, it's all going good. Apart from my throat, which is, not good.
Yeah, I hadn't heard from you in a couple of days, but I hadn't been around for a couple of days, so I didn't know if it was me or you. I guess it was both of us.
It was both of us, yeah.
Yeah. I was hoping if you had a hard time, you'd reach out to me. So.
Yeah, no, I was
Because
just.
if you're having a hard time, I'll just bring you where I am and keep you laughing.
Yeah, you do that. Yeah, and I appreciate it. Yeah. No, it was just I've just been in bed for like 2-3 days. That's all. Yeah, I've just not been doing anything except vomiting and
Oh, that
eating.
does not sound fun.
Yeah, no, it's not good. That's why my thoughts like this.
I am losing my battle to gain weight.
Oh, that's not good.
It's not good. I was so excited because I finally made it back up to 97.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, we're on the right track. I stepped on the scale, 94.
94. But you're gonna have to do the conversion for me. As English.
I'm about 42.5 kilograms.
Right. That sounds very low, to be fair. I'm not exactly sure, but
Here, I'll look up the exact number. Hold on.
I use like stones and ounces, I think it is. But that sounds very low. And 42 sounds very low in any.
Okay, I am. You said stones.
Yeah.
I am 6.714 stones.
Holy moly! Wow, that is very low. I don't like that. How much are you normally?
Oh, hold on. What do you mean normally? Normally, I'm anywhere between what I am now and. Hold on. Let me see.
That's like, I've lost a lot of weight. That's like half of what I am. I know you're a lot shorter, but.
Okay, yeah. The very bottom of my healthy weight, what I should be to be healthy.
Yeah.
The lowest number I should be is, let me see that again, 7.286. That's the lowest I should be.
Yeah. Oh, so it's not.
It's not too bad. Let's
see. I'm not a medical expert. Yeah, but that's not too bad. But like you said,
I'm current. But here's the problem: is I started out about 105, 107 pounds.
Yeah.
So I started out 5 pounds over, and now I'm 8 pounds under.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are you trying to do to put on weight, and how is that?
I'm just trying to build some muscle mass to help with certain things. Like I'm double jointed in my hips, and they say if I can strengthen the muscles in my hips and things, that my hip will come out of place less often. So yeah, I'm just trying to put on some muscle.
Yeah.
But it's not going well.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not as bad as I thought. I'm not saying it's good, and you should try your best to put on weight, but yeah.
I'm trying.
Yeah.
People think I'm not trying. I had ice cream 4 days in a row this week.
Yeah. Oh, that should help. Yeah.
Yeah, one would think, but it doesn't seem to be.
Get double chocolate chip. Yeah, with all toppings and everything. Just go full with it.
No, I've been going back and forth between Dutch chocolate, which is a mild chocolate, and a really mild, like homemade strawberry ice cream that's really good.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah.
What, with real strawberries?
Mhm.
Cool. I love strawberries. We used to make strawberries. We used to grow strawberries. Yeah, in our garden.
I like strawberries in things. And I like strawberries from a garden, but I don't tend to like store-bought strawberries for the same reason I don't like store-bought tomatoes or store-bought cantaloupe.
Yeah. And why is that? Why is that reason?
So when they're in the store, the things like fruits and vegetables, they actually, well, not like carrots or beans, but other ones like strawberries or tomatoes or cantaloupe or sometimes even watermelon. The farmer's market's better about it than the store, but it's still not always great. They pick them before it gets ripe, and then they let them ripen off the vine while they sell them.
Yeah.
Because it lasts longer, right? It has a longer shelf life. But the problem is when you don't let it ripen on the vine, it changes the taste and the flavor of the thing itself. So like store-bought cantaloupe, it's kind of tough. Like not tough, but it's like it's denser than than cantaloupe from a garden. It's not as soft. And it's not as sweet either. And the same with strawberries. They're not as soft and they're not as sweet. And tomatoes are the same thing. It's not as soft. You have a bigger core. And it changes the flavor and the consistency. And I don't like it from the store, but I like it from a garden.
Yeah.
I'm weird that way.
No, that's right. Yeah. Like I was saying, we used to grow like wild strawberries, and you can tell the difference between store bought and like natural. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just it's the difference in letting the fruit ripen on the vine versus picking it early and letting it ripen off the vine.
Yeah.
But some are okay either way. Like squash is okay either way, but I prefer garden-grown squash.
Yeah. What's that butternut squash? Mm-hmm. The big yellow thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, I find if you buy a lot of fruit from the supermarkets, a lot of them are just like off. Do you know when you buy grapes? There's like a few like furry ones at the bottom, and it spreads to all the others. So unless you eat the good one straight away, everything's just kind of furry. You know what I mean?
I immediately, when I get home, I immediately wash and separate my fruit.
Right. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Yeah. Even when they're in date, you know what I mean? It's kind of a rip-off because you can't take them back. Or can you? Can you take them back and say, look, these were like molded on the bottom?
I inspect mine. I don't, probably, but I inspect mine pretty heavily. If you can't take them back, they'll probably give you store credit when you complain.
Yeah. Hi, guys, Ghost. What's your name?
Hey, Ghost.
Yeah, so I've been annoying people again.
Any arguments today?
Yeah, a few. I went on Day of the News Units and Smokey was there. I went on just to annoy them. I can't stand them, either of them. I think both. I won't swear, but do you know what I mean?
I'll argue when I need to, but I tend to prefer to discuss things. Some people cannot discuss things, though. They just want to get you in like some gotcha, or they're not actually listening to understand what you're saying. They're just listening to like twist what you're saying for some gotcha, and I cannot stand that. I cannot. It makes me. Two things I don't like are one-way streets and people trying to put words in my mouth. I don't like those things.
Yeah.
So that's when I tend to argue, is when one of those things is happening.
Yeah, I actually got kicked, or not kicked, put backstage, and then I left. The first one, Smokey was going on about people's dead children again, if you know what I mean.
Oh, God. There's something really wrong with that guy.
Yeah, so I said...
There's multiple things wrong with that guy, but anyway.
Yeah, so I said, like, what is your actual argument? Rather than picking on people and their dead children, what is your actual argument? You know, just forget the people. What is your argument? Then Dave put me backstage for saying that, so I left. Then Smokey left, so I joined again. And I said to Dave, what did I say? Oh, yeah, he kept interrupting me again. And I said, do you realise that when you interrupt someone like halfway through a statement, it comes across as like you're in the wrong, do you know what I mean? You can't stand to let them finish a sentence or they can't get their point across. I just wanted to point out to the audience that that's what he was doing. Do you know what I mean? And then and then ironically he put me backstage for that, for pointing that out. So I left again. Yeah.
I don't know. I've heard part of like the Me Too defense, and I'm still confused.
Yeah.
They're like, the gaming profile said this, she lied about her age, that he had the parents' permission, and I'm like, whoa. Let's back up. She lied about her age. Did the parents also lie about her age when you got their permission?
Yeah. It makes no sense.
Is that what we're saying now?
Yeah. Plus, like I said before, if she was overage, why would you even try to get the parents' permission? Because the parents' permission doesn't matter. I mean, it doesn't matter anywhere. But why would you even?
But I'm assuming it was because her gaming profile said 16, despite the court saying she was 13, which leads me to ask yet again: did the parents also lie about the age?
Yeah, it would imply that. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, like
I don't
none
know.
of it.
That story does not make sense. It doesn't line up. No.
Yeah, like they have about 20 arguments against it, but each one of their arguments contradicts with another one of their arguments. Do you know what I mean? So it
doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, they're kind of lying or wrong either way. Yeah.
And how many times did the story change?
Yeah.
Before, like, even before the court thing, how many times did the story change? Even before that, you know? It's all just really weird. I'm just saying, like, I would never... My Super Munchkin is legally an adult now. She's 19 going on 20. But I still would not leave him in a room with my kid. Yeah. Like, ever. Especially because she's tiny and she doesn't look like she's 20. Like, I would not...
Yeah.
Or she doesn't look like she's about to be 20. I would not just... No. I would not trust him around my kids at all.
I wouldn't leave Smoke Saints in a room with any human being, ever.
I wouldn't even leave him in a room with my adopted daughter either.
Yeah. No.
And she's 22.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just wouldn't let him around people. Do you know what I mean? Just anyone.
I don't know. There's certain people I'd let him around. Like,
yeah.
Like, Ted Bundy? No, I'm just kidding. I'm only half kidding when I say Ted Bundy, you know?
Yeah.
No, I don't wish that amount of harm on anyone. Like I said, if we were in the middle of the ocean and he was drowning, I'd save him. I'd just kick him in the face a few times on the way up, you know?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm saving you. Okay.
Yeah, and then meet him with some cuffs. And at least you're breathing, buddy. See you later.
Yeah. You should thank me.
Yeah, like that. That's about how I'd get it done.
Just sneakily, just name me the nuts as you're serving it. I think that's the best you can do, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly. Look, it's charitable. Yeah. I didn't have to save him at all. He can deal with a few bruises, you know.
Yeah. Actually, no, yeah. Jesus or God should save him, really. Do you know that thing, like I sent a lifeboat and a helicopter? Have you heard that? Like the people on the roof. And he dies and he gets to heaven and he says, God, why didn't you save me? And he says, well, I sent you a lifeboat and a helicopter. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I think it's God to save him. I'll leave it. Okay. Anyway.
I don't know. Some people are they are something else. Some people are wild. I don't know.
Yeah.
I look at some people and I'm like, and you question that we're animals? We're probably the most destructive, most cruel, and most vile animal on this planet, and you question that we're animals? Like, examine your own behavior, buddy.
Oh, Pixie, you know what you just done?
I
think you know what you just done, don't you?
I reminded you of a song?
Yes. But it's so perfect.
Animal I've Become?
No, you won't know it.
Animal I've Become was a good one, though.
Yeah, it's just Animals, I think, by Honeycrack.
Yeah, I don't care about that one. No offense. Animal I've Become is by 3 Days Grace. I know them.
And it doesn't matter, because I can't find one with... Oh, it's not Honeycrack, it's... Yes, it isn't. It's not Honeycrack. It's... Senseless Thing. No. It doesn't matter, I'll not be able to find it.
You don't want to get your stream taken down anyway.
No, it won't, but... It's annoying.
Mine would, so don't look mine up.
Yeah. No, I'm sure I'm not going to play it now, but I just want to find it. I want to find out who it was by. That's weird. Yeah, anyway. That's it. I got it. And I'm going to play it. Oh, this will be bad. I'm only going to sing it because it's very relevant and it's about God as well. So.
Okay. I remember this one.
Yeah, we can stop that. That's far too many words in a short space of time. But the limit was maybe there's a reason. Maybe God is in this heaven, or perhaps we are experiments of creatures from another star. But nothing that I've seen or held or felt has ever managed to persuade me that the animals that greet me every day is what we are. And it's just basically saying humans are animals. So that's it.
Yeah. I like the lyrics.
Yeah. I can't understand Christians who say that, like, say, we're not animals. Yeah, we are. Like, by any biological, like, definition of animals, we are animals.
Yeah, well, I'm certainly not a plant, and I'm not any kind of like rock.
Yeah.
You know.
Animal
I'm
yeah.
I may be partly dirt, but I'm a little too animated to just be dirt, you know? So
Yeah.
pretty sure I'm with the animals in there, you know?
Yeah, plus with the God thing, yeah. According to the God model, humans are just dirt because he created us from dirt. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm pretty sure
Well,
I'm
I
not.
mean, I would say if I took the Bible literally and I still could not call myself an animal, I would have to further degrade myself and say, okay, I'm not an animal, I am a creature.
Yeah.
At the very best, if you take animal away from me, what am I? A creature, a thing, just a thing, a created thing. Okay.
Yeah. That's worse than an animal. Not worse, but you know what I mean? It's like lower. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah. Well, you know, then I don't even have to be an animal. Then I could be thrown in with insects and all kinds of stuff, right? Like it's if not an animal, what am I?
Yeah.
I mean,
nothing.
like human, sure, but human is just another type of animal. Just like a cat is an animal, and a gorilla is an animal, and an elephant's an animal. They're all animals. I too am an animal.
Yeah. Like, I can't remember it off the top of my head, but if you look up the definition of animal, it's like, you know, something that like breeds, something that, you know, has a metabolism, things like that. There's no definition of animal that you could find that wouldn't include humans. So we are literally, by definition, animals.
Well, here we are. Here's the definition. A living organism that feeds on organic matter, typically having specialized sense organs and nervous system and able to respond rapidly to stimuli.
Yeah, which humans can do. Yeah.
Well, I am a living organism. I do feed on organic matter. I do have specialized sense organs. I have a nose, I have ears, I have eyes. I definitely have a nervous system, and I am a creature that responds rapidly to stimuli.
Yeah.
So pretty sure I'm an animal.
Yeah. That's it, yeah. It's like when they say humans aren't apes. Again, find the definition of ape that doesn't include humans. You can't, you know what I mean? I don't mean you, I mean no one can.
Yeah. Well then that I got in an argument over Bubblegum Gun with this, and I don't want to talk to Bubblegum Gun again. I don't think it's ever going to be productive. He's one of those people where he doesn't listen to understand. He just listens so that he can twist what you say for some gotcha moment, which I hate. I hate that. That pisses me off so much, especially when you're putting words in my mouth while you do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I have no desire to converse with him again. But we had an argument about that, and he just kept saying, well, then the classification is arbitrary because I can define it however I want. And I said, no, you can't define it however you want. You are describing the world around, you're making observations about the world around you, and then you're putting things in categories based on similarities and differences, right?
Yeah.
This isn't arbitrary.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, if I can choose what similarities and what differences make up the category, then it is arbitrary. Well,
no, you can't. Sorry.
Yeah, and I was like, well, then in that way, then everything is arbitrary, including language, including the words you're using, because you didn't decide what the definition of the word meant. You didn't get to choose what the word meant. You didn't get to agree with any of this. You just signed up to start using it and learning what somebody else decided one day. So by your very standards, language itself is arbitrary. So why are you even attempting to communicate your worldview to me?
Yeah, it's like you can't define humans as having a horn, like one horn. It's not arbitrary. You can't just define anything if it's not true. You can't define humans as having one horn because they don't. You're just
Right.
wrong. You know what I mean?
Plus each label restricts it further, right? Like if they wanted to be arbitrary, they would have stopped at animals, because that includes insects, it includes lizards, it includes people, it includes fish, it includes everything, right? Like aside from plants and earth and stuff.
Yeah.
But like if it was arbitrary, they would have stopped there, or they would have stopped at mammals, all the creatures that give birth to live young, from their womb.
Yeah.
Then they would have stopped there at mammals. But they didn't. They kept dividing and they kept dividing and they kept dividing and they kept dividing. And that seems the opposite of arbitrary to me.
Yeah. 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 I mean, I kind of know what he was saying in that humans choose what the definitions of words are, but only if they're correct. Like I said, with actual factual matters, you can't define a human as having 3 legs when humans don't have 3 legs. You know what I mean? You can define like words that are like concepts, or you can define them any way you want. We can't define a thing that actually exists as having attributes that they don't have.
But if you're trying, I get that. But if you're trying to make labels, right? If you're labeling things, and you're whittling away the group, you're making the group you're labeling smaller and smaller and smaller instead of bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
Then I would say that it's not arbitrary.
Yeah. Yeah. It still has to be like true to reality.
Right. It's just whittling things down based on observations, similarities, and differences, right?
Yeah. Like arbitrary, you can give any definition to anything, whether it's correct or not. And
then he was trying to say that all of those classifications were based on the idea of evolution, which I think is ridiculous, because we started classifying things long before the theory of evolution came out.
Yeah.
Right. And a lot of these classifications pre-exist the theory of evolution.
Yeah.
So how are all of these things based on evolution? It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Like anytime I try to say anything, he would twist what I would say, and he would say using your own logic, and I'm like, that's not even the point I was making.
Yeah.
Like you completely missed the point because you want to twist my words into some gotcha moment, and I hate that so much. I'm like, I don't even want to talk to you. Just don't even talk to me.
Yeah.
Talk to other people, but don't. No, I have no room for that BS.
Yeah.
Like if I'm engaging in a conversation, it's because I think you can contribute, or I think that I can learn something. If that's all you're going to do, then it is absolutely pointless to talk to you.
Yeah. I've come up with pretty much the same conclusion, yeah. He's just not worth talking to. Like I say, it's just, contrarian, basically. He'll just disagree with anything you say just to disagree. Whether he thinks he's right or not, I'm not sure. But
look, I'm not opposed to a contrarian, though. I'm not. For example, Serb can be contrarian. I can be contrarian, right?
but it's
how it's done.
Yeah, it's being contrarian for the sake of being contrarian. Like if you don't believe what you're saying and you're just arguing for the sake of argument, that's what I don't agree with.
Well, I wouldn't say arguing for the sake of argument, because I think there is a point to be made there. Sometimes I'll enter a conversation and I won't be speaking my own point of view, but what I am doing is kind of pushing the conversation in a direction where it gets explored a different way, right?
Yeah,
that's and I don't see anything wrong with that. Serb does it too, right? Or he'll word something in a way that it's designed to make you misunderstand him, right? Because
Yeah.
he wants to see where you're going to take it. And I don't see anything wrong with that in a conversation, right? Not at all. But when you're just doing it, when you're twisting people's words and you're just being an asshole because you think you can get some like winning moment or some gotcha, then you're just an asshole.
Yeah, I would agree with that, but it's when you do it on every single point. Like if you do it sometimes to make a point or like saying further conversation, that's fair enough. But when like he does it on every single point, there's not. It's like you can't say anything that he would agree with. He'll just disagree for the sake of disagreeing with you. Even if he
I'm saying like it's just for some win, right? Like he that's why he doesn't stop. It goes and goes and goes because it's just for some win. It's not about the conversation. It's not about exchanging ideas. It's not about understanding each other, where each other stands. It's not about any of that. It's just about some gotcha bullshit, and I don't got time for that BS.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's nothing productive about it.
Yeah, I agree with it.
I don't know. Sandman and I had a decent conversation, though. Although I don't think he understands why I'd say I don't know very much. I suppose a lot of things, but I wouldn't presume to say I know a lot of things.
Yeah. Yeah, can you go into it? I didn't. And I like Sandman. A lot of people have a go.
No, he was just asking me, different things, and then he said, "Well, what do you, like, what are things that you know? What do you know?"
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know. Like, I know existence is a thing, right? Like something or some things exist. I know that.
Yeah.
I
agree with that. That's what I say.
Yeah, like I know I have like experiences, right?
Yeah.
I know I have some sort of experience going on.
Yeah. I know that something exists.
Right.
And then but people have pointed out to me that I know other things. Like I know
I do know
of the Bible because he's all knowing and I'm not. I know I'm not all knowing, so I know I can't be the God of the Bible. So I start off saying all I know. And then I get
and then he was asking, like, do I know other things? And I said, well, like, here's the thing. I think I know a lot of things.
That's it.
But 20 years from now, 50 years from now, 120 years from now, everything I thought I knew could, like, or 90% of what I thought I knew could be proven wrong. Right?
Yeah, I think that's.
So, like, there's a lot that I suppose. I suppose these things. I believe them based on evidence, right? It's like when they say you have faith that the sun is going to rise or set tonight and rise tomorrow. No, I suppose the sun is going to set tonight and rise tomorrow.
Based on prior knowledge.
Right, based on prior experiences and evidence and probability, right?
Yeah.
I don't know it. I don't have faith in it. I suppose it. So while I don't know a lot of things, I do suppose a great number of things.
Yeah. It's like when they say no, they're presuming you mean like with 100% certainty. And no generally doesn't mean that. It just means you really, really, really believe it, but you could be wrong. They're saying
I'm saying they're using the wrong word. If they ask me what I know, I can tell you I don't know a lot. If you ask me what I suppose, well, then we can have a whole long conversation because I suppose a great many of things.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, yeah. When you say you know, they presume it's to 100% certainty. And like you say, I know virtually nothing to 100% certainty.
Here's some examples. I suppose the earth is round. And
but that's based on evidence. It's not just you don't presuppose it.
I suppose it. I suppose it based. Suppose means with evidence. Here, I'll give you the exact definition of suppose.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Yeah,
Suppose
Yeah.
means assume that something is the case on the basis of evidence or probability, but without proof or certain knowledge.
That's perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
So
Yeah. That's
yeah.
it.
So I don't know a lot of things, but I do suppose a great number of things.
Yeah. I didn't know that was a definition. That's actually. Yeah, that's good. Sorry. That's it. Yeah. Yeah. It's like, JG and all that presuppositionless. That when you say, well, you don't know anything, and they mean no, like to 100% certainty. And I'll agree, I don't. But no to me, I mean, it's like the philosophical thing, was it justified true belief is classed as knowledge.
Here's my problem with that.
Yeah.
They don't know anything either, and they can't.
Yeah.
And it's in their very title because, hold on.
Yeah, to presuppose something means you presume that it's true without any evidence. To suppose, things, like you say, is with evidence.
Presuppose, right, means to require as a precondition of possibility or coherence. So I would say they're even further removed from knowing than you are, because you are saying, I don't know, I suppose a lot of things. What they are saying, grammatically speaking, when you say I presuppose, what you're saying is I have these assumptions, but they're not based on evidence. They're based on me saying that this thing has to exist in order for this other stuff to be the case, and then I can just fit it in backwards, right? So then they're requiring something that doesn't even have, like, you don't even have the benefit of evidence or probability. It's just a precondition. It's a pre-requirement, right? Then you build everything off of that pre-requirement instead of finding your requirements through observation. So it's like him saying that other people don't know something is like an oxymoron. Congratulations, neither do you, and your extreme faith, or whatever the fuck you want to call it, doesn't mean that you do. It just means you believe real fucking hard. And congratulations, pat yourself on the back for that, I guess.
Yeah, and it's ironic because, like, JG will say, like, you presuppose the laws of logic, which I do. I think everyone has to presuppose, like as a starting point.
No.
But then he says, well, you need to justify the laws of logic, and I justify the laws of logic by
I don't think they're presupposed, but continue. I don't think they're presupposed, but continue.
Oh yeah, no, you got a good point. Yeah, no,
I don't think they're presupposed. I think they were something it's a set of rules we came up with to describe what we observed in reality, right?
Yeah.
A is A because A is A. A is not A because I said A is A. A is A because A is A. A is not B because I said A is not B. A is not B for the very fact that A is A, right?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
These are not presuppositions, and I don't need them to be there for the world to exist, right? These are just observations of what is. And I don't think that that's the same thing as presupposing something that you cannot interact with and that has no effect on, like, the way, the observations in your everyday life, right? Like, these are very different things.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Like, there's evidence that A is A because of all the things we've ever seen. A thing is the thing it is. Do you know what I mean?
It is supposed. It is not presupposed.
Yeah. But they're saying, the point is, they're saying you suppose the laws of logic, but you need something to ground them. You need a reason. And then they come up with the reason to justify the laws of logic.
No, that doesn't. The reason is that it is.
I'm saying what they say. I'm not saying what.
But what they say doesn't make any sense. The reason is that it is. A is A because A is A. A is not B because A is A. I
Yeah.
don't need anything to tell
Yeah.
me why A is not A, or I don't need anything for it to be grounded in to make sure that I know A is not B, right? Like
Yeah.
these things are by virtue that they are. If you
That's-
need to ground it in something, right, that's when he thinks you need to ground it in something because that's the merit, that's the quote unquote benefit of presupposition is I presuppose this thing that grounds all these other things. But the problem is it doesn't work, and it's flimsy at best, and it makes them sound like they have no self-awareness, but they're never going to see that.
But that's what I'm saying. I agree with all that. But I'm saying what they say is that the laws of logic have to be presupposed, which I agree they don't. But then they're saying that to justify them, they use God, and they can't justify God. So they're just putting the problem off one step and creating this whole new creature that they have no evidence.
What they're trying to do is throw you off by saying twinsies and not expecting you to push back. And the problem is you have to push back because it's not twinsies. Again, the laws of logic are supposed. They are based on the probabilities and the evidence and observation of the reality around us. The laws of logic are not presupposed, they are supposed. He has presuppositions. Only he is saying, I am going to assume this thing with lack of evidence and probability in order to ground the things I do see. He's the only one presupposing, and he's trying to pretend that you are also presupposing because you use a supposed method of measurement.
Yeah.
And these are not the same things.
So can you say, welcome DT, and yeah, we do agree. Presuppositions don't have reasons or justifications. If they did, they won't be presuppositions. Yeah.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. So he's trying to pigeonhole you by getting you to agree you also presuppose, therefore twinsies. But again, the laws of logic are not presupposed. The laws of logic are supposed, and that's a very different position to come from.
Yeah, I think I was getting confused with like Darth Dawkins and all that will say, like you can't demonstrate that the laws of logic apply in all places and all time. Like they're not. You can't demonstrate that they're universal. So we presume that they're universal. We don't presume the laws of logic, but we presume that they're universal because we can't. I think that's just me getting confused. I think that's what they say. But yeah, the basic point is right. You know what I mean? You have to presuppose the laws of logic apply, but I can't see how they wouldn't apply in any. Like, can you imagine a world where A is not A? Is it possible?
I think they're confused, and you're still being generous to them because even if you're presupposing that the laws of logic must apply, right? Even if you're presupposing that, the fact is the laws of logic are something that is supposed, right? You're working from something that is a supposition. You're working from a supposition. They're working from a presupposition, and they're trying to say that because you presuppose a supposition, it's the same as them presupposing a presupposition, and it's not the same thing.
Yeah, if I can just answer Dyson Thomas, if you don't presuppose the laws of logic, how would you justify them?
Because the laws of logic are not presupposed.
I would justify them by saying they couldn't be any other way. Another favourite saying of the presuppositionalist is the impossibility of the contrary. I'm just saying A equals A. It's like a tautology. It has to be right. A thing
right, is. It is supposed. It is supposed.
That's what justifies them. Is that it couldn't be any other way. That is a justification. Right. You don't need a God.
Yeah. But here's the thing. But again, the difference between something supposed and something presupposed is the evidence part. When you suppose something, you are making an assumption based on evidence, probability, experience, things like that.
Yeah.
When you presuppose something,
Yeah.
you are assuming requirements that you can fit other things into.
Yeah.
Right?
And
So even if you are presupposing a supposed concept, you are still not presupposing a presupposition.
Yeah.
Which is what they are doing. And they're trying to make you feel like, oh, it's the same Z's, but it's not.
They're trying to justify something with something that they can't justify. It just doesn't work.
Yeah.
They're saying you have to justify the laws of logic. Well, what's your justification? God. Well, justify God, and they can't. You're just putting the problem off one step. You know what I mean? Dyson Thomas says, "Oh, that the future will be anything like the past. Justify that." It's not a perfect justification, but because like the sun rises every day, that is a justification for believing that the sun will rise tomorrow, because it grows every day for the past whenever the earth has been around. That is a justification for believing that it will rise tomorrow. I'm not saying it's perfect, and it might not. But
no, you're right. But that's also why I used the word suppose earlier when I separated that from faith. People say, oh, you have faith that the sun will rise tomorrow. No, I don't have faith. I suppose it will rise tomorrow. I assume it will rise tomorrow based on evidence and probability because of experience, right? I suppose. I don't have faith in it and I do not know it. I suppose it, and it doesn't have to be either of those extremes. And trying to pretend that just because I'm supposing it, it must be faith, or because I'm supposing it, I must be stupid and not know anything, is absolutely ridiculous.
And Dyson Thomas saying there couldn't be any other way isn't a justification. It is. If something couldn't be any other way, that is a justification for believing there couldn't be any other way. It is. It just is a justification. How could A not be A? If it wasn't A, then it wouldn't be A. That's a justification because it couldn't be any other way. What evidence? Evidence is based on the past. No guarantee the future will be the same. No, there's no guarantee.
No, that's where the word probability comes in. I said probability how many times?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's not 100% certainty. It's just saying it is evidence. And it's not a presupposition. You have evidence based on the past, based on your past knowledge and the probability. Like Pixie said, it's not a guarantee, but it is a justification. But a justification isn't 100%. We all have presuppositions.
Yeah, that's another thing. Justification doesn't mean you're right.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't mean it's 100% true, but it is a justification. You presuppose. No, I suppose the sun will rise tomorrow, based on the billions of years that it has risen every morning in the morning.
Oh my God, we just went through this for the last time. To presuppose something means that you are making a requirement. You are saying, here, I'm going to look up the exact definitions one more time because there is a very big difference between suppose and presuppose.
Yeah, and DC, if you want to join,
okay,
that's fine. But yeah.
When you suppose something, you assume that something is the case based on the basis of evidence or probability, but without absolute proof or certain knowledge.
Yeah.
Okay. There we go. Without certainty, without absolute knowledge, without proof, but with what? With probability and with evidence. Okay, you suppose something. To To presuppose something is to require as a precondition of possibility or coherence, right? So to require as a precondition of possibility or coherence, to say, for this to make sense, this has to be the thing and there can be no other options. That is a presupposition. Presupposing and supposing are not the same thing. They are not even close to the same thing. They are very, very worlds apart. Supposing that the sun will rise tomorrow has nothing to do with presupposing anything at all and never will.
Yeah, and if I can just say, Dyson Thomas, you are requiring the laws of logic hold always. There is no, I know it doesn't mean, but we're not presupposing that the laws of logic will hold in the future. We are supposing based on evidence from the past that tomorrow will probably be the same as today based on evidence. I have a reasonable expectation that tomorrow, but again, I think Dyson Thomas is probably just trying to wind me up. So, Dyson Thomas, I could be wrong, but if you want to join, I'll talk to you. But I'm going to ignore your comments for now.
I did say you can presuppose the laws of logic apply to a situation, right? Like to God, for example. No, even then you would only be. I would say even then it would only be a suppositional proposition because again it's based on observations. But they can say that you have not observed God, so sure we'll play ball and we'll say we can presuppose that the laws of logic apply to God at all, right? Because I've never dealt with a God, I guess I would have to presuppose that. Here's the problem, though. It's still not samesies, and here's why it's not samesies. I am presupposing that a supposition applies to God. The laws of logic are not a presupposition, they are supposed. They are based on observation and all of that, right? This is something supposed, not something presupposed. So, even if I'm presupposing, I'm presupposing a supposition, which is still, I would argue, has more evidence than presupposing a presupposition.
Yeah, and if I can just interrupt, now I know that Dyson Thomas is trolling. If God doesn't hold all this together, what else could it be? Now I know he's trolling.
I can never tell with him.
You have to go. That's fine. If you're trolling, that's fine. But you just made it obvious, given that you're an atheist. If God doesn't hold it all together, what does? Fair enough. You know he's trolling.
Dark matter.
He's trying to wind me up. No, he's just trying to wind me up.
I don't know. But point is, don't let them call samesies on you.
Dyson Thomas, I'm sorry if I'm wrong, but that's how it seems to me. Atheist, exactly.
I think he's being funny. I don't think he's trying to wind you up. I think he's being funny, and maybe he gets amusement when we don't catch on.
Possible. Anyway.
Yeah.
He has to go back to work anyway, so that's fine.
I don't think he's like in here trolling you. I think he's saying things in amusement, right? Like playfully and sarcastically. I don't think he's like, I want you to be angry.
Yeah.
He's just waiting for you to catch. I think he's just waiting for us to catch on.
Yeah.
But I'm not reading chat, so. Except for what you flash on the screen sometimes when I look down.
Yeah. All right, yeah, I'm going to forget. After this, I'm going to forget it. If God doesn't hold all this together, what else could it be? He's an atheist. He doesn't believe that God has any... It's not even... it's inconceivable. Why would he make that comment if he's not trolling? If God doesn't hold all this together, what else could it be?
Because, no, trolling and joking aren't the same thing, just because we're not catching on. Trolling is done with, a specific intent, right? If he's just coming in here to be funny and joke around and we don't catch on right away, I don't think that makes him a troll, right? He's just being amused, and that's fine.
No, we do. Right, last
No,
one.
I'll leave them be.
No, not you, person. He says, you have no more justification for the laws of logic than they do for God. Yes, we do, because we can demonstrate that the laws of logic apply, at least in some aspects. This tin is a tin. It's not a tin. That is a demonstration of the laws of logic. They can't do the same with God. They can't show God, say God is God because he's not God. We do have more justification. Even if we're wrong, we do have more justification that the laws of logic exist. We have no justification for God existing.
I wouldn't say no justification. I would say less justification.
Yeah.
Because honestly, I can't know the justifications of those who believe, right? Like I could have an experience one day that makes me believe and I can feel absolutely justified, but my experience isn't your experience. I can't say they have no justification. I can just say that the justifications that are recognized by everybody are probably a little stronger than the justification recognized by a fraction of the people.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah. They have some justification, but yeah.
Again, but I'm just supposing that. Again, that's just a supposition.
Yeah.
Because I don't know much, I suppose a great number of things.
Anyway, it's all fun and games.
Is it?
No, it's not really. No, not everything's fun and games, but none of it really matters, so that's fine. What I believe about anything, what anyone believes about anything, doesn't change what is actually true. So anyone's thoughts on anything is basically pointless. Things are either true or they're not. So that's fine.
I wouldn't say that it's pointless.
Yeah, I know it is. It matters as to our actions. When we believe something, we will act on what we believe. I'm saying it doesn't. What any human believes about anything doesn't change the fact of the matter.
Oh well,
But,
yeah, of course not.
Yeah, but
I suppose has no bearing on what is.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But people's beliefs do affect. Yeah, I get what you're saying in that way. Hello, Jody. Good to see you. Yeah, anybody wants to join, link is in the side chat. Not to get all French on you, but the side chat.
Anyway, point of that whole rant was don't let them try to twinsies you with that shit. It's not samesies, it's not twinsies, it's not any of that. Don't let them.
Yeah.
Laws of logic are a supposition, not a presupposition. You're not standing on equal ground, even if you're presupposing that the supposition applies, because they're presupposing a presupposition.
Yeah. I suppose the sun will rise tomorrow because I have evidence based on the past, based on billions of years. Whenever the Earth has existed, the sun has always rose. That's billions of years of experience. So it's not based on, whereas God is, I know there's some justification, but it's all bad as far as I'm concerned. So,
so is the argument.
Yeah.
Sorry, continue.
No, that was it, yeah.
So is the argument that you have faith that the sun will rise tomorrow. No, you have faith in Jesus, and that's fine. I suppose the sun will rise tomorrow. That's not the same thing.
Yeah. I don't presuppose it without any evidence.
Right, I suppose it.
Yeah, which is definitionally what a presupposition is.
Right.
You presuppose it's true without evidence.
Well, it's more than that. See, and that's why I read the definitions. It's more than that. Because to suppose something is to assume something based on evidence and probability.
Yeah.
Okay? To presuppose something, you're not even supposing something. You would think so because it contains the word suppose. But when you presuppose something, what you're doing is you're saying there is a requirement as a precondition for the possibility or the coherence, that unless I put this here, nothing else that comes after can make sense or can, right? Like this has to be in order for anything to be coherent. And at that point, it doesn't matter what you say to them or that you show them that there's coherency without it. It's because that's their requirement. Their requirement is that this is a precondition for anything else.
That's another great one as well.
And there's no evidence, there's no probability. They just say, this is a requirement for everything else. And I'm making it a requirement as a precondition.
That's another great thing to say as well. Like the fact that the Christian God exists is the only like worldview that makes coherent sense. And they even say that no other worldview, not even ones that we haven't even thought of yet, can possibly be true. Do you know what I mean? That's a bold ass claim. No, just like even worlds that we don't know, even worldviews that we don't know about cannot possibly be true. That's just an amazing statement to make. You know what I mean? That's what presuppositionalists say. It's just ridiculous.
I'm not saying I've never presupposed anything, right? But I am saying a lot of things that they say we presuppose to make a comparison to what they presuppose actually has nothing to do with presupposition at all. It has to do with supposing, which is a completely different thing. When I suppose something, I am assuming based on evidence and based on probability. When I presuppose something, I am inserting a requirement as a precondition for anything else to be coherent, right? These are not the same thing. They're not the same thing. They're not close to the same thing. And I don't know why people keep confusing them. I guess because presuppose has the word suppose in it. I don't know.
Yeah.
But these are not the same thing.
Yeah, that's a good point. I've never thought of it like that. Yeah, but supposing something and presupposing something are completely different. I've never thought of it like that. When people talk about the sun rising, it sounds like the sun is doing a thing it might not do someday, but it just floats in space and we rotate in the night of its light. Yeah, it's like the impossibility of the contrary. Do you know what I mean? It has to do that. Unless something happens where either the sun doesn't exist or the earth doesn't exist, that is always going to be the case. So if you believe the sun is going to rise tomorrow, then you're basing that on evidence. And unless something like really drastic happens, that is going to be the case tomorrow. It's not presupposing without evidence that the sun will rise.
But no. But presupposing, here's my thing. Presupposing, I'm going to say it one more time, is not supposing without evidence. It's worse.
I'm agreeing. Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I'm agreeing with it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's worse than it's just inserting a requirement as a precondition. That's what presupposing is.
Yeah, I'm saying supposing is like presuming things with evidence based on prior knowledge and based on how physics works and how that is evidence. Presupposing is believing things without any evidence whatsoever.
No. That's what I'm saying. It has nothing to do with that. I guess because it has suppose and presuppose, people keep trying to make one the opposite of the other. It's not the opposite of the other. It's completely different from the other. You may or may not have evidence for your presupposition, right? You're not basing anything off of anything, right? When I am supposing something, I am making an assumption on the basis of probability and evidence, right? If I'm presupposing something, I'm not even to the assumption part yet. I'm not even to the evaluating part yet. I'm way over here at the beginning, and I'm saying, before I evaluate this,
Yeah.
before I suppose anything, I am going to insert this requirement as a precondition for anything else to make sense. Therefore, everything will be interpreted by this precondition that I inserted in there, right? It's not even about your assumptions yet. You have said, no, no assumptions can be had except through this requirement that I have thrown in as a precondition. That's what presupposition is. So supposing is about your assumptions. Presupposing is inserting a requirement as a precondition to your assumptions. You're not even on to assumptions yet.
Yeah, I'm missing something because I think I'm completely agreeing with you. But yeah, it must be me missing something. I don't know.
Because presupposition has nothing to do with evidence. You may or may not have evidence for your presupposition.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. To suppose something, you're supposing based on evidence. To presuppose something means you think that something is true before you have any evidence. It's like when they say they presuppose God exists. They're presupposing without any evidence that God exists.
No. That's what I'm saying. You're wrong, because you can presuppose God exists based on evidence. Maybe not good evidence, maybe wrong evidence, but you can presuppose based on evidence you think you have, right? Because it's not about the assumption or the evidence, right? It's not about the assuming part. Supposing is about the assumptions part. Presupposing is not about the assumptions part. Presupposing is about inserting a requirement as I said it a while ago, and the word, it starts with a D and it just left my head for no reason. Presque-vu, tip of the tongue. As a precondition.
But you said that presupposing was without evidence, and supposing was with evidence. I've just said exactly the same, and you're disagreeing with me.
No, I guess because I was backtracking on myself. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm disagreeing with my earlier self. I said without evidence as if it was an absolute, and that's not true. You can have evidence, but it has, how do I explain that? In the way that it has evidence, it's you're working backwards to make it fit and not the other way around.
Yeah. See, to me, presuppose means that you believe something is true with no evidence. You presuppose it's true. Suppose is something that you have evidence for and you suppose it's true. To presuppose means you suppose something is true without evidence.
Well, at least without any, at least you're capable of doing it, right? At least it doesn't require evidence in the way a supposition does.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I meant. Is that right?
Yes, it doesn't require evidence the way a supposition does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
I just don't want to say never because there's exceptions to every rule, and so I don't, you know, I didn't want to say it like it was an absolute. You know what I mean?
No, it's get complicated. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's where the disconnect was. You were like, wait, I'm agreeing with you. And I'm like, yes, but I'm pointing out there can be an exception.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's always exceptions. Yeah. Right. So I think that's presuppositionless. Yeah. Destroyed. JG, come at me. What was it?
But I've always hated that faith argument. You have faith too. If you have faith in the chair, you have faith in the sun. No, I suppose. And that's not the same thing as faith.
Yeah. Like, yeah, religious faith and that kind of faith is completely different. To me, religious faith is believing something that you can't justify and you don't have evidence for. like faith
Yeah.
that this chair will hold me up is based on me sitting on this chair like thousands of times and it's never broke in the past. So I have evidence that it won't break in the future.
Right. And
To
the
pre-
probability is low because most people don't go around falling through chairs every day.
Yeah. To presuppose something will be me walking up to a slightly dodgy chair with one leg that looks a bit dodgy for the first time and sitting on it and believing it will hold you up when you have evidence, almost evidence to the contrary. You know what I mean? It's not even not having any evidence. It's almost like you have evidence to the contrary and you're still going to believe it. Yeah, it just seems wrong.
Yeah. Either that or it's like marrying a guy you've known for 10 minutes and just thinking everything's going to be a fairy tale, right?
Yeah.
I presuppose this was meant to be.
But I do need a short bathroom break, so I'll be right back.
Well, I don't do monologues, so we shall sit here in silence until you return.
What the hell, Pixie?
What?
I come back and you are not singing us a song.
No, and I will not ever be while you're live. That you can get that in Google Hang. Oh, I gotta send you a video of Copper running his obstacle courses. He's getting so good. He's
Yeah.
still not perfect. He's still not perfect going through like the poles, but his tunnels and his hurdles and jumping through the hoop, absolutely spot on.
I love that, yeah. We
Oh
used to
yeah,
have a program in the UK. It was on a Sunday and it was all like, oh, you know, pedigree.
yeah,
Yeah, you know, the running through all the, yeah, that was
yeah.
brilliant. Running through
That's
all
what
the
he's doing. He doesn't have a seesaw yet, and we're missing a couple of ramps. But he's doing the going through the poles, and he's doing the tunnels. He's even got a collapsed tunnel that he runs through, and then he's got 2 hurdles and a hoop that he jumps through, and he's doing so good. Also, I have a video of him like getting spooked at like 2 a.m. It's kind of hilarious.
Yeah. Have you got one of those balance things, like a seesaw?
No, that's one of the next things we're gonna add. Yeah, yeah, but he's getting pretty good,
Cool.
and he loves it. He loves going out there and doing it. I tell him that's his playground. Anyway, I gotta send you a video of that at some point.
Cool. Yeah, it's like the squirrel things, and they have like an obstacle course of like 20 things, and they just show you a video at the end where they can do everyone perfectly, and then they show you how they did it, and it's like it takes like 2 days to get them to do the first one, and then another 2 days and by the end they can do everyone like amazing. Yeah, it takes a lot of time.
He's not doing the polls as quickly as I want him to.
Yeah.
And every now and then he still skips one. So we're working on that. But the tunnels and the hurdles and the hoop, he just flies through all of it like it's nothing. I don't even have to go work with him. Sometimes I go outside and he's just over there running his course, running through the tunnels, just flying. Yeah, he's so cute.
If anyone wants to join, link is in the side chat. It should be pinned, and I apologise once again for my voice. I've been ill over the last couple of days, so yeah, my voice. I mean, it's never good, but it's particularly bad at the moment. So I was just looking at my insert things.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just dealing with this work distraction, you know.
Yeah, no, you're fine. I was just looking at my video inserts, seeing if there's one appropriate. My voice is really...
You should drink some lemon and honey tea. Some lemon, chamomile, and honey.
Not to make Bond make another video about me. Oh shit.
Yeah, but sweet tea is not going to coat your throat the way like a lemon and honey tea would. Or you need some lozenges or something.
Oh, I've got some lozenges. Yeah. What's that? Yeah, Bond, don't make another video. It was actually quite funny though. So.
It was funny.
Wild cough, I think.
Oh, no, I didn't mean to. Okay. It's okay. Delete. All good.
Lock it. Yeah.
Ugh, I almost put that on a form it didn't go on. But I caught myself, so I won't have any end of day troubles.
Guessing.
Yay me.
You work way too hard. I've said it before.
You know what time I got off yesterday?
I don't know.
6 p.m.
Oh, that's not bad.
No. But you know what I got off the day before that? 11 o'clock.
I was going to say 20 past 11. Yeah.
Yeah. Just depends. But shortly, at least they're hoping by June or July, I should have a lot less 10:30 to 11:30 days and a lot more 6 to 7 days.
Oh, that's good.
So, yeah. Me too. Well, kind of. My bank account's liking this, but my hobbies will like the one coming up, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, give and take. Right, so what else has been going on?
Super Munchkin is home for the summer, and I have been loving it. She interrupts me 500 times a day, and I don't even care. I just want her to interrupt again. I've been helping her study, random stuff. I'm going to bake for her this weekend. She has some requests. I'm also going to cook her favorite pasta. Yeah, we're going to go play cards and stuff like that. We're going to decide what kind of trip we want to take and when. Yeah, I don't know. Just chilling with my Super Munchkin, just hearing her around the house, her coming in, busting into my office and interrupting me. I am just soaking in every second of it. Even when she wakes me up at 2 a.m., I don't even care.
That's brilliant. And did it annoy you before when she did it? And now she's back. You enjoy it?
Sometimes, and now I'm like, I hope she doesn't stop.
Yeah.
Towards
That's,
the end, it didn't annoy me because I knew I was gonna miss it, you know?
yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah. So I get to pretend I don't have to battle empty nest for a couple of months, and then I'm gonna be right back at it, all sad and lost, and like, where's my super munchkin?
But it's only for a short time, and then
No, it's not. She's
no.
almost wild. She'll be 20 in December. Next
I
year
know, but
she may. There's a slim chance she'll come home next year for the summer. But you have to understand, with her hours, by the time this summer is over, granted, she should be a sophomore in college, right? Because this is her first year.
yeah,
However, that girl has packed in so many hours that by the time the fall starts, she will technically be a senior.
yeah,
Her plan for next summer, and she's not going to graduate as a senior. She'll have another year, I think. But she needs to get these hours in because of the program she wants to apply to. You have to have all these like things, and you have to apply a year early and all this other stuff. So she's like on it. But the thing is, like, by the time next year rolls around, she's already planning on being an EMT as another leg up for the program she wants to enter into. And so, yeah, so if she is, and she's like, she won't even be here next summer. I don't know. It just depends. But we're at that. And then by the time next summer rolls around, she'll be almost 21, right? We're at that time where she's not going to be coming home for much more than visits, you know?
Yeah. But you'll still have the visits. Do you know what I mean?
I know, but I can't explain it to you. I cannot. Yeah. I get that I still get to see her. I get that I still get to visit her. There is not a single part of me that is not absolutely thrilled for her and super proud of her. But at the same time, I cannot explain to you how much every day, like, it just feels too quiet. It's like something is missing. Like, that is my favorite person in the whole world. And she's not right here anymore.
Yeah.
And I can't always make sure she's okay anymore unless she reaches out. You know what I mean? Like, it's...
Yeah, I think you have to be a parent to, like I say, fully understand that. Yeah.
It's something I thought I was preparing myself for and ended up not being prepared for at all. Like, at all. And I have not been dealing with it the best, probably. Like, it's I love her and I'm happy for her and I'm proud of her, but it sucks.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm super proud of her. Super proud of her.
Yeah, you should be. What did you say? EMT? Emergency medical
technician. Yeah, so she wants to be an EMT as just like another leg up. This summer she's shadowing. She's shadowing a physician's assistant, a PA, for one that works in the pediatrics unit and one that works in the psych unit, because those are the two she's most interested in right now. But if she is a PA, she can work anywhere. Those are just the two she's really interested in. So that's who she's shadowing. And then next summer she'd be an EMT. But she has like all these, like I said, she's technically, if you count her hours, she's technically going into her sophomore year of college as a senior. Because she has to apply for this program, and the program that she wants to apply for is super competitive, and you have to apply a year early.
Wow.
Yeah. But she's kicking butt.
Yeah. Kicking ass and taking down.
She was so upset because she lost her 4.0. She's got a 3.9 now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but you're a 3.9. You're killing it, and you're taking some of the hardest like biology and chemistry classes. It was a chem class. It was a chem class that got her.
Oh yeah. But
Yeah, and
everyone.
like, but you have so much more like you have so much more schooling that you
Yeah.
can bring it right back up anyway.
Yeah, and everyone's not going to be perfect at everything. Do you know what I mean? You're
Well,
always going
I
to,
think
like,
I
spot
think
on.
a 3.9 is fantastic for the classes she's
Yeah.
taking. She's taking
Yeah.
really hard classes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was Chem 2. Chem 2 brought her down a little bit, but she got like, you should see her other scores. She came out with like she got 100 in organic chemistry. She got above 100 in statistics, not organic chemistry. In biology too, she got more than 100 in statistics. I mean, she's kicking butt. She got 1B and she beat herself up so bad. But I think a 3.9 is fantastic for the kind of degree she's getting, especially.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
much chemistry and biology.
Yeah. Welcome, Midnight. Good to see you. Or Iron Rock.
Hello.
Hello.
So how we doing?
Good. Yeah. Midnight. Have you got any children, illegitimate or not, that you're very, very proud of, even though you might not know it or not?
I'm pretty sure I know for a fact I don't have any children, illegitimate or legitimate.
Okay, that's right.
You, on the other hand,
No, I definitely don't. Yeah, but we won't get into that. Yeah.
And I am lucky, and I have the most wonderful super munchkin ever, and she is amazing.
No.
Yeah.
They insist. Yeah. They insist they can't get pregnant. Anyway. Sorry.
She's gonna abandon me a couple of times, though. She's got a, I don't know. They've got a. I think she's going to Red River for a weekend with her boyfriend's family, something like that. Maybe not Red River, something like that though. And then I think she's going to Cancun with them for a bit.
Oh, Cancun. I've heard of that. I don't know if I'm. Is it like in a film or something?
Huh? Or not Cancun. She's not going to go to Cancun. Costa Rica.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Cancun is by Playa del Carmen and Cozumel, but it's not the town I like to go to because it's just a big like young 20s party place. I'm like, no, fuck that. I'd rather be in Playa del Carmen or Cozumel. But no, Costa Rica. Costa Rica is where they're going to go, I think. Which is good for her. She was like, I don't know if I'm going, and I'm like, you should go. But she's ever practical, and she's like, it depends on my classwork, and it depends on this, and I'm like, okay.
She's just like her mother.
No, she's not just like me. She's a lot like me. But for example, I have a tendency.
Well, you know what I mean. That's what people usually say. Yeah.
But like, for example, yeah. I have a tendency to procrastinate really bad. I'm like, I would have got on the trip and I would have done my paper like in a couple of hours the day before it was due, and I would have done great. But that's how I would have handled it, right? Like, she's the opposite. She's like, I have plans 3 weeks from now, but I have 4 projects due in 6 weeks. And then you see her just like staying up. Like, I remember one time it was like way past, it was getting really late. And I was like, you should go to bed. You have school tomorrow. And she's like, I just need to finish this. And I'm like, what? And she's like, my project. She's like, I'm almost done. I just need to finish it. And I was like, okay. So she finishes it. The next morning, she comes to my office and she says, can I put this in your closet? And I was like, well, don't you need to take it to work? And she's like, yeah, but it's not due yet. I mean, to school. And she's like, yeah, but it's not due yet. Can I just store it in your closet? And I was like, yeah, sure. And like weeks go by. After like 2 weeks, I was like, do you still need your project? Because it's like hanging out in my closet. She's like, oh, yeah. It's due in 2.5 weeks. And I was like, why did you need to stay up to finish it? And she's like, oh, because I had other projects and I didn't want to stress about it when I went out with my friends. I just wanted to have fun. And I was like, okay.
Makes sense.
Yeah, this is why she's going to go into her sophomore year of college with the, like, technically, if you, like I said, if you count her hours, her sophomore year of college will be like she's the senior in college. Because she's just kicking butt and taking so many hours at a time. How she still has a social life, I don't know. Probably because her best friend is her roommate and she hangs out with her boyfriend all the time.
And to think she's only almost 20.
Oh, part of me is like, she's so young. And part of me is like, you were pregnant in 20 and had her the day after you turned 21. Luckily, she's not like me. Exactly.
Well, I don't know. From the way you talk, she seems to have your intelligence, tenacity. Let's see, what else is there? Dedication to work. Yeah, you have procrastination, but then again, who doesn't?
She does not.
Oh, well,
She does not. She also has no patience. I remember one time we like looked at her and we were like, it just kind of laughed, and I was like, you have no patience, do you?
Well,
And she didn't even miss a beat. She didn't even miss a beat. She just looked up as serious as she could, and she was like, no, why?
Well, that seems to be a defining trait of Sagittarians. our lack of patience.
I can have patience. I can have an extreme amount of patience, or I can have zero patience.
You know what? I feel like I'm obviously that's Jesus. I am the same way. I can have so much patience with people, but then be impatient with people. Like, I don't know. It's weird. There doesn't seem to be a middle class.
Midnight. Sorry. I know, you don't believe in astrology, do you?
What?
You don't believe in astrology, do you?
God.
All right. Please.
Yes, I believe in astrology. There you go. Now leave me alone.
Okay, I'm a Gemini. We don't believe in astrology.
Well, that's ironic. You say you're a Gemini, but you don't believe in astrology. So
it was just a setup to that.
What I am depends on who you ask. Apparently, I am Ocesus, and I am Sagittarius, and I am a wood rat, and I am all kinds of shit, apparently.
Well, I mean, I was born in 1984, and I am a wood rat under the Chinese zodiac. Proud wood rat.
And I apologize, but I need something to eat, so I'll be right back in a couple of minutes.
I really didn't want to have an argument about astrology, so I'm like, yes, I believe in astrology. They'll leave me alone. Jesus.
I know part of my birth chart because I know some people who are really into it, like really into astrology. They keep trying to get me to do this birth chart that's like, I don't know, like 40 pages or something. Nobody has time for that.
Nobody's got time for that. Yes.
Well, I wouldn't have to do it. It's something they would present me with, but I just don't have time to get into it, right? But they've like, I can't remember all of it. But like, they told me like what house I'm in, which I don't remember. They told me my ruling planet, which I don't remember. They told me my rising sign and my moon sign and all kinds of shit. I was like, cool. I didn't even know that. Now I do. Oh, fuck. I don't like it when the system does that. That makes it harder on me. Now I gotta take that one off of this spreadsheet and put it on the other spreadsheet. And then remember to come back. Okay.
I'm Batman.
Hey, Super Munchkin.
I'm doing some laundry.
Uh-huh.
Your stuff is in the dryer. Do you want me to
Oh,
put some
my
in?
robe and stuff? Yeah, you know the bench, the bed bench that's not by my bed but against the wall in my I have some other laundry there that I gotta put up after work. If you'll just throw it right there, I'll put it up. Thanks so much.
Yeah. Also, I got 100 for both my tests.
Both your tests? You got 100?
I got
High
100
five!
on
Wait, is that what I was helping you study yesterday and say?
Well, they're not tests, they're quizzes, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We have 2 a day.
You have 2 a day.
I've gotten hundreds on all of them except for one yesterday where I missed one question and got a 90. So
Good job.
I am working my ass off.
I know, you always do.
I'm trying. I'm gonna get named in that class. I'm gonna get named in my other class.
Okay. And then you have what, one more this month?
So I have 2 AC classes, and then on the 30th I start with 3 Texas Tech classes, and then I have, so like 2 of them are summer 1 and one of them goes throughout the whole summer, and then after
And
summer
I'm
1,
muted,
I
by the
take
way.
summer 2 classes for Tech, and then I have that one that carries over.
I know. Yeah.
So I have a lot more.
Oh yeah, Pixie, you're not muted. Sorry, I was muted. Pixie. Yeah. Sorry.
High five.
I have a whole plan, and I'm going.
All right, love you.
Love you.
94 hours. She's going to go into her sophomore year of college with 94 hours.
Nice.
She kicks ass.
Yep.
And I kept hitting mute, but I feel like it took forever to mute. Sorry about that. I think I hit mute like 8 times, but I feel like I wasn't muted for long. On that note, I will be right back.
Well, guess what video game I'm playing right now? Well, hard. I guess he's eating. So never mind. I guess I'm the only one here. So let's see what's going on in the chat. Of course, it's always nice to see people. This gives me a chance to actually practice speaking. So why not? The chair does its thing without humans changing it with mental energy, which is what faith seems to be. I guess I don't know. I just got back from taking like a 4-lap walk. It's pretty nice, even though it's raining out here. I had the umbrella, so it's whatever, but it was nice. Feels good to be alive. I mean, yeah, there are times that it sucks. Obviously, you get so fucking depressed that you really want to do anything, but you still try to. Man, I love Batman. This game is awesome. And I really wish I could play Batman Arkham Shadows. But I can't, considering that you have to use like a headset for that. Virtual reality. Like my God. I can't wait. I can't wait until we have holodecks. That would be
Have
so
what?
awesome. Holodecks. You know, from Star Trek.
Mm. Okay. Holy shit. This is never ending. They were like, there's 20 right here. And I was like, let me knock these 20 out and then I'll get back on track to what I was doing. So I knocked them out and then I hit refresh and I'm like, no. So now I have all that to do. Fun. You know what? I'm going to ignore that for a bit and get back. No, I'm not. I'm just going to go ahead and finish it out, I guess. Anyway. Sorry, I was trying to prioritize which thing I needed to get done first in my head.
That's fun.
Except it's not in my head because I'm auditorial and I talk out loud to myself a lot like a weirdo. What is up, Super Munchkin?
Do you know?
Oh, and I apologise as always. I forgot about side chat. There is no ultimate grounding. We could argue about this for another 2,000 years, and probably will. That is true. The only thoughts that count in reality are the ones that turn into or influence action. Yeah, I agree with that. One does not have to have faith in the chair or think of the chair at all. Just have to know how to sit in it. Yeah, I agree with that. The chair does its thing without humans. Exactly. Without humans charging it with mental energy, which is what faith sees. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say before. Yeah, it doesn't matter what anyone thinks about it. Reality is reality, and it doesn't really care what we think about it. It won't change what is actually true. Yeah, I agree with that. Midnight. Do you want to
Yeah.
sing? Do you want to sing?
No, but what I do want to do is play a little something for you.
Is it?
Yes, it's anime, but watch it.
I knew it. Well.
Hold on. Then share screen. Sharing.
There you go. Optimus. Oh, I like Transformers. This might actually be a good one. Go.
It can be difficult to move forward in the wake of past mistakes. When the full weight of your decisions bears down upon you, something resembling hope or a positive outlook can become difficult to achieve. Instead, you begin to believe that things can't improve, that you were doomed from the outset, because in some intractable sense, you're broken, defective. You believe you can't be saved. Worse still, you begin to think that maybe you're not worth saving at all, that you don't deserve it, and you never will. If that is you today, I want you to know that though the consequences of your actions may feel all too real, the notion that you're not worth saving isn't. You're not defective. You are not a lost cause. You've simply lost connection with the part of you that is worth saving. The part that had goals, aspirations, and dreams. The part that cared. The part that loved and hoped to be loved. The part that wished to do this world some good. It's still in you. It hasn't gone away. You're simply living out of integrity with it. Perhaps
No, it's
this
gone.
life has jaded you. Perhaps circumstances have led you down a path you never intended. Whatever the case, your story doesn't have to end here. You don't have to call it quits. A new chapter can begin for you, right here, right now, if you're simply willing to give yourself a chance to reconcile with the...
Yes.
What does it say about me that I cannot listen to stuff like this?
I mean, I don't know. You just actually, I don't know. Forget it. Dumb idea.
No. It's not. A lot of people listen to stuff like that. It makes me, I think it does the opposite of what it's supposed to do to me in a weird way. And I wonder what that says about me. Like most people who, like I know other people who listen to the exact same things, and I will ask them, why do you listen to stuff like that? And it's not exactly the same answer as like ASMR people, you know, but it's kind of similar. They're like, I just find it like calming and relaxing and this and that, and I find it uplifting. And I can read the words on the screen and I can understand why they would find it uplifting, right? I get it. But at the same time, I also understand that when I listen to stuff like that, I get the opposite. I get uncomfortable. I get anxious. I feel like I needed to stop, and I will like make sarcastic remarks like about myself against whatever they're saying, just to make it through, like I did just then when I was like, no, it's gone. But and I don't know what that says about me. I know it says something. It must say something, but I'm not sure what that something is.
Yeah, no, I get that. I know what you mean. Yeah. It makes you feel uncomfortable, yeah. Yeah,
but I don't know why. I cannot fathom why. There's nothing in there that should make me feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with the video, but to some people it will have a positive effect, and some people, yeah. It's just, I get what you're saying, yeah. But yeah, I don't know.
No, I really am trying to figure out what that says about me.
The human brain, it's a funny and complicated. And
I didn't ask him to. I didn't ask him. Sorry, go ahead.
No, that was it. Yeah, it's just weird, and yeah, none of us know. I don't think really what's going on. Yeah.
I didn't ask you to pause it so you'd stop playing it. First of all, I was letting you know why I had that little outburst I had, because it's my way of getting through it. Okay. But second of all, I was really sitting there going, like, as soon as it came out of my mouth, I was sitting there going, why? Why am I like this? Why do I react this way? Why does this bother me? There's nothing that should bother me. Why does this bother me?
Yeah.
I didn't mean to make you stop playing it.
No,
I'll play it again. Yeah,
I mean, no, you done nothing wrong either. It's just, yeah. I spend most of my life trying to work out what the hell's going on in my head. Do you know what I mean? And I don't know. It's just,
well, psychology does help.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure it out. I have no idea. I have no idea why I just get real like, I don't know. I don't know what it is. It's got to be something weird though, because who responds that way to positive words? I have no idea.
If I had to guess, I guess from your side, it comes as platitudes, as empty and meaningless. My guess, probably I'm wrong.
Maybe it's that. Maybe I think it's that it's words that I would accept from somebody I knew, but it comes off as like insincere from somebody I don't. Maybe it's that like I don't know. Maybe it's a combination of things. But that's a good start. Thank you. I will start exploring that because there's got to be some reason why that makes me feel really weird.
You're welcome. So I will start playing again. And if Pixie wants to do what she does, she can.
It can be difficult to move forward in the wake of past mistakes. When the full weight of your decisions bears down upon you, something resembling hope or a positive outlook can become difficult to achieve. Instead, you begin to believe that things can't improve, that you were doomed from the outset, because in some intractable sense, you're broken, defective. You believe you can't be saved. Worse still, you begin to think that maybe you're not worth saving at all, that you don't deserve it, and you never will. If that is you today, I want you to know that though the consequences of your actions may feel all too real, the notion that you're not worth saving isn't. You're not defective. You are not a lost cause. You've simply lost connection with the part of you that is worth saving. The part that had goals, aspirations, and dreams. The part that cared. The part that loved and hoped to be loved.
Yeah, the delusional
part that wished to do this world some good.
Uh-huh.
It's still in you.
No.
It hasn't gone away.
Died.
You're simply living out of integrity with it.
Sure thing.
Perhaps this life has jaded you.
Uh-huh.
Perhaps circumstances have led you down a path.
I'm sorry, I need to stop. I need to stop. I need to stop. Oh my god. Oh. I want to have a recording of this for like every video I show. Nope, this is the commentary. What the fuck, Pixie?
I told you. My head does not work right with those.
Well, you don't want you fired. Well, you know what? I've listened to this enough times. To the commentary makes it funny. Like it's.
You never intended. Whatever the case, your story doesn't have to end here. You don't have to call it quits. A new chapter can begin
just that part.
you. Right
Without
here,
that.
right now.
Okay.
If you're simply willing to give yourself a chance.
Already did.
A chance to reconcile with the part of you that you've been running from.
No, I stabbed that bitch.
The part that lost its innocence when your life first took its downward turn.
Uh-huh.
The part
I
which
stabbed
hates
him
what
too.
you've become and hoped for so much more.
Yeah, I really
Until now, your instinct
No,
has
you
been
don't
to
hope for more.
silence
You
it,
gotta let that shit go. You
to
gotta let it go.
drown it out
Let
with
it go.
whatever form of
Suffocate it.
hedonism will do the trick.
Yes, drown it out. Now we're talking
But you
about
don't
it.
need to continue this way. You don't need to
That's
keep
right.
running. You can turn and face it. You can commune and reconnect with it.
No,
You can sit
don't
quietly and
reconnect.
finally listen to its grievances.
Look, That bitch
What it will tell you
was
will be
whining
difficult to
way too
accept.
much.
But if
She
you
can't handle this
can,
shit. She gotta go for
the
a reason.
opportunity
Okay?
to begin setting things right will soon take
You
shape.
severed it. Now you just gotta kick her out. Kick her out. Be a new you.
In the
You
catharsis
don't
of
need to
acknowledging
reconcile.
all the ways you failed yourself,
Mhm.
you'll finally cast aside the first and most pernicious barrier to your recovery,
Uh-huh. What's that?
your innate tendency to run.
No, that's not my tendency. I fight too much. You're
By
wrong.
confronting the truth and sitting with it,
Okay.
you'll be able to diagnose your situation with true sobriety.
Already sober. I'm
You'll
ahead of
begin
you.
to trace the root causes and conditions leading to your present state.
Uh-huh.
With an
You
honest
didn't help me.
heart and a clear mind,
Okay.
you can set about the task of reconstructing your life. You can identify
Wait,
resources
what is honest
and
part?
seek out help to develop an actionable plan for setting things right.
No, I didn't make it wrong. They made it wrong.
As you
But if they
begin to
want it to
make
be
peace
right, they
with
can set a
yourself
plan. Thank you anyway.
and chart a path forward, the hope you once found so
We need to make a series out of this or something. When I find a video like this and you just rip into it. Oh my god, that'd be awesome. Oh, Motivation Monday or something. I don't know. That sounds fucking hilarious. Whew.
I don't know what's going on at this point.
Oh, this next one. No, see, this next part. I'll let him say it, but he's wrong.
elusive will start to emerge.
No, see, hope is what got us
With the
into this mess.
commitment to
That's why
reclaim
she
your
crossed you
lost
birds, right?
potential
Because hope, you gotta not
and to
hope.
forge
Not
a better
hope.
destiny. A new sense of optimism will color your outlook. The dark clouds will begin to part,
Oh, you want me
allowing
to
the
be
light of a
delusional
brighter
again.
future
Okay.
to finally break through. And washed in this light, you can
Break
begin
through?
again.
Aren't there more clouds
I
coming?
will
Where are
not
the other
tell you
clouds?
that the journey will be easy.
Break through
The
what?
work before you will be hard,
Or is
and the road
Victor,
to
are you
recovery
talking about
paved
video?
with setbacks.
I genuinely, I don't know what's
Do
going
not
on.
be deterred by this.
Okay,
Not be
I'm
deterred.
playing this motivational video just, for the hell of it, and Pixie has just been commenting nonstop on it, and it's been hilarious. Go back and watch this part.
Is she commenting on the video?
I am.
Yes,
Okay, right.
it's been hilarious. Whew. Come on, home stretch. We're almost done.
Be patient with yourself. Perhaps you cannot be perfect
No.
today.
What?
That
See,
is
now-
fine.
Pause. This
You
isn't
can
making sense. See, now I got a rant. How are you gonna tell me that I need to make amends to other people who fucked up? That I should have a plan to fix their fuck up, but also tell me to be patient with myself? No. Do you want me to be patient with them, or do you want me to be patient with me? Because fuck that. They need a plan, and I'm fine. Anyway, continue.
At least be better than you were the day before.
Okay,
You can
we can agree
improve
there.
in degrees.
Sometimes.
Bit
Baby
by
steps,
bit.
yeah? Okay,
Step
baby
by step.
Uh-huh.
You can reclaim the part of yourself lost to the
No,
shadows of your
we want to
past.
get away from the self that led us
Every
here,
day,
right? Get
you
away.
can brush away the
wanna be a
ashes of your
new you.
former life
Fuck
to
that you.
reveal the fertile ground beneath. A place for new beginnings and new opportunities.
Yeah,
A
not
place
old
to
ones.
build, to grow, and to be made whole again.
No. You want to be made new. New, not whole.
No,
Whole
my
is what
friend.
got us in the mess, remember?
I cannot promise it will be easy. I can only promise that it will be worth it.
Okay.
More than that, I can promise that you will be worth it.
All we have to do for that is breathe.
For though you
Okay.
cannot see it now,
Uh-huh.
I perceive in you something this world has yet to see.
Do you? That's interesting. The whole world?
So much more than meets the eye.
What's that?
Jesus Christ.
Oh, you're not going to tell me. It's a secret. Okay. It's a secret. Got it. I don't even get to know the secret about me. That's cool.
You know,
Way to end
I'm somewhere between I'm somewhere between not playing any more videos like this around you and just playing old videos around you just to hear your commentary. like, Jesus. Whew.
The fuck?
That was
What the
good. I needed that laugh.
I've lost it. What's going on?
Nothing. It's all right.
I was talking to the video.
Yeah.
But at the end, it said it knew something about me, but it didn't tell me what it knew about me. It said it saw something in me that the whole world didn't see, but then it didn't tell me what it was, and I find that disappointing.
I make this mistake. The video wasn't talking to you, Victor. It wasn't about you. It was just I do the same thing. It's not like
No,
it's.
it was giving me advice, and I was trying
It
to.
wasn't.
Why would you end it? Why
It
would?
wasn't.
Well, no, it wasn't trying to give
Think
me
about
advice. It was
it.
trying to motivate me. Well, why would
Think-
you motivate me by saying that you knew a secret about me and not telling me what that was?
But the video, you have never met the maker of the video. The video wasn't talking to you.
I
You
think
know
it
what I
was
mean?
talking to anybody who stumbled across it.
I know, but it doesn't know your individual circumstance. It wasn't
Well,
talking.
it shouldn't say. Then it shouldn't say that it sees something in me. It does not. That's a lie.
Yeah, but you know
If
what
you
I'm
can't
saying?
tell me what you see, don't tell me you see something.
Yeah, but don't like. Do you know what I mean? Don't take it like it's talking to you, but it's.
I interacted the whole video that way just because I could.
Yeah, that's right. Enough.
And it was hilarious.
It's how my head makes it through those things. That's how I make it through those things.
Okay, that's right. I do the same thing sometimes. You just gotta take a step back and just think. Yeah, I've never met the maker of that video. Whoever it was, they don't know me. They weren't talking directly to me. I do the same thing all the time. Yeah.
No. I know that they're not talking to me, right? Like I said, that kind of thing makes me uncomfortable. And my mind's way of getting through that is just to be like this running narrative. And that's what I did. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, cheers, Bond. Thanks for watching.
Bond!
And Aurora.
The Bond is here.
People say Super Munchkin sounds like me. When I was not on mute, did it sound like I was talking to myself?
A bit. I was like, wow, Pixie's a very good ventriloquist.
94 hours. She's gonna have 94 hours as a sophomore. She just packed 3 years into 1 year in a summer.
Wow.
I know. She's kicking ass.
I mean, not that unheard of, but my boot camp packs like 2 years of computer science in like 4 months.
Right now, she's taking organic chemistry, and she has like 2 quizzes like every day that she goes to class. So she was just talking about. She's like, I got 100 on both my tests today, and I was like, good job. She said she's got 100 on everything except one, and she missed one and got a 90. But all her other grades in that class are 100, so it shouldn't be bad. You can tell I am super proud of her. I just think she's the best thing ever, and she's my favorite person in the whole world. And I have a lot of stuff going on right now, but it is all on pause for the summer because it can be. And then after that, I'll go back to dealing with shit.
I'll be right back.
So if you ever need the opposite of a motivational speech, like a demotivational speech, I got you covered. But only if you play a motivational speech. Then I've got you covered. I'll do the demotivation side. But I guess if you come to me for motivation, I will be motivating to you. But if you come to me with a motivation video, I will be the demotivator.
See what you done midnight? This is what anime does. Although I realised that wasn't anime. I'm on it.
I mean, what did I come back to?
I don't know.
What is it? I'm trying to figure out if he. I know he said this is what it does, but I don't know if he means like me ranting about my cynical side or the quiet from when you stepped away. I don't know what he was referring to.
No, yeah, it's just from the minute that video started, I just lost it. I don't know what was going on after that. I'm not blaming anyone. I'm just genuinely, I don't know. I don't know what just happened. To be honest.
Yeah, this look of anime baffles me. It truly does.
My what of anime, sorry.
Your dislike or hatred or whatever adjective you want to use.
No, I'm just making fun, basically. I know anime is good and motivation. It's just, yeah, I just don't understand what's going on.
You realize I played that video specifically for you, right?
Sorry?
I played that video specifically for you.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna piss people off again. I prefer words. Just explain it to me. You don't have to play a video. Anyway,
now I don't like praise even more.
Wait, how does praise fall into this?
oh,
No, I'm sorry. I just
is that possible?
found something out.
Oh,
No, you know, after everything they did to Erica.
Yeah.
Oh, can
Has he
you
got
share
I
what you
just found
or-
out. Okay,
Okay,
so
sorry, go ahead.
Erica joined a stream to defend Bruce. They
Yeah.
didn't even hear her out before they started the stream, saying that Erica was like prostituting herself, calling her retarded, calling her all kinds of things, just absolutely bashing her, made her an absolute pariah. Like, just, they were awful. Didn't even hear her out. She wasn't up there being buddy-buddy with them. She didn't even leave on good terms with them, but they didn't even bother to find that out before they went live to bash her. Anyway, after all of that, Praise said he wants to have a truce with Smokey Saint and them.
I mean, I don't think it'll last anyway, but
I don't care. After, no, absolutely not. No, what a piece of shit.
Right. Sorry. What's he done now? Do I have to go over there and?
I just told you. After all of that,
Yeah.
after all of the shit they talked about Erica, they said they want to have they want to have a peace offering with Smokey Saint and them, so they can all start like debating and talking again.
Oh, is he live now? I'll see
I have
that.
no idea.
Where was that post, or was it just a post? Or?
No, I got a message from somebody that said that he said that in his show. Here, hold on. I'll tell you what show it was.
Right. They do this every time. they like have a go at someone and just, you know, beat the metaphorical F out of them, and then 2 days later they come back and say,
Oh,
yeah,
okay. I don't.
go on, sorry.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I read the message again, and I'm not sure. I'm assuming it has to be like last night, or like whatever their latest stream was is the one I assume it's on. But whoever the person who told me is likely to make things public, so I wouldn't worry about it.
Okay.
You'll get more information, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Like I know I'm blocked on Crazy's channel, the Dude's channel, and on 3 accounts I'm blocked in the chat on all of them. So yeah, there's no chance of me finding out what's going on. Intentionally. It was my fault. I intentionally tried to get blocked and banned.
I know that they think they're like holy and righteous and they love God or whatever, and they just,
yeah.
But to me, they're hateful and they're despicable and they're spiteful, and it's so gross.
Yeah.
And
anyway,
I'm so done with people who pretend to be your friend. Well, they talk shit behind your back, or they're jumping at the chance to start shit. Like
yeah.
Fuck all that. I don't got time to play games and pretend. You can do that all on your own.
That's right. Yeah, but I think that will be a good time to end it. And thank you, Pixie. And I am Rocket Raccoon / Iron Man / Rocket Raccoon / Midnight /
Are you shutting it down? Where are you going? What are you abandoning me for?
Nothing.
You're doing something. Come
He is.
on.
He's gonna go talk to somebody, and that's fine.
I mean, hey, you know what? More power to that.
Yes, go have fun. Just don't get yourself all frustrated. And if you run into trouble, message me. Cool.
Thank you.
All right. Later days.
And just to make it clear, Pixie is one of my best friends on the internet. And according to me, she has never done anything wrong. And yeah.
Such flattery.
No, I'm serious. I'm not even.
Me too.
That's actually what I mean. At Midnight, I feel basically the same, but not quite. You know what I mean? But he's a good friend. Yeah.
I've told you
You're a
before.
good friend too.
As I told you before, I don't hate you.
I know.
Well, you are a good friend, Wild.
Thank you.
And I am particularly proud of you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And that is Wild That Out.
Young nigga from the 9-1. Switch that over, that's the young blonde. I was at the West Coast, now I'm in the East Coast. Show you wanna fall, cause I cash.